Hello, lovers. Welcome back to the Delicious Podcast, the space where we become a better, brighter, and bolder version of ourselves. I'm your host, Mrs. Joy Ugochukwu. Firstly, I want to appreciate everyone who keeps liking, commenting, and sharing our video. Thank you, and I love you. And if you're here to subscribe to our channel, please do where to subscribe. Also, like, comment, and share this very video. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about a topic that has to do with every one of us, and that has to do with what we eat. Now, not all dangerous things come with warning sign. Some come in tasty, with colorful wrappers, and with mouth-watering plates. Now, this is why we call them silent killers that slowly destroy our health, even without us realizing it. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to inform, empower, and guide you into better choices. Let's begin. Now, what are these silent killer foods? These are food that seems very normal and enjoyable, but causes harm when taken frequently. They don't cause sudden damage to the body, but over time they lead to diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, heart diseases, cancer, and even death. Now, I want us to bear this in mind. We are what we eat constantly. When you eat healthy, you become healthy and you live healthy. And when you eat unhealthy, you become unhealthy. Now, these silent foods, they are stocked up with a lot of sugar, salt, unhealthy fat that are not necessary or not needed in your body. So when you constantly eat on these unhealthy things, it leads to damage and causes a lot of problems in your body. Now, let's talk about some of the silent killer foods and what they do to the body. On our notepad, we have processed meat like sausages, hot dogs, corned beef. So, what are the dangers of constantly taking this processed meat? The first is that it contains nitrates and preservatives that are linked to colon cancer. This is the cancer of the large intestine. The second is high level of sodium raises blood pressure, this high blood pressure. And then the third is saturated fat leads to blocked arteries, which is also a link to high blood pressure. Then the second on our notepad is soft drinks, energy drinks, and sweetened juice. Now, the content of this sugar leads to diabetes, an increase of insulin in the body, and causes fatty liver and belly fat. So when you are constantly taking this, these are the dangers, except you are involved in strenuous activities or work, or you are involved in sports, then the dangers are reduced, but there are dangers in constantly taking this. Then the third on our notepad is processed cheese. Now, what are the dangers of taking this processed cheese on a daily or regularly or frequently? The first is that it contains high saturated fats and sodium, which is linked to high cholesterol level. So when you constantly take this, it raises your cholesterol level and causes inflammation, heart diseases. Then the fourth on our list, on our notepad, is fried foods. Now, when we talk about this fried food, the major danger is concerned with unhealthy oil. So most times that we get food on the streets, we don't really know the kind of oil they use. And this unhealthy oil contains a high level of cholesterol, which affects the heart. So what are the dangers of constantly taking these fried foods? The first is that it increases bad cholesterol, like I said earlier, and it's also linked to stroke and some heart diseases. Now, the fifth now on our notepad, that's on silent killer foods, is canned and instant food like baked beans, sardines, and noodles. I know most of us will want to engage in this because they are faster and easier to get and to prepare. But there are dangers of constantly feeding on this. Now, because this instant food or canned food contain a lot of preservatives and contains a lot of sodium, you see they link to unhealthy state in the body. So when we constantly take this, it leads to obesity and inflammation and high blood pressure. Now the last is something that as a Nigerian you may find it difficult to stay away from, and that is suya. most times we want to enjoy our life and we want to just, get suya. But there is something that we want to pay attention to, and I know I wrote it down, is that when you eat food that are exposed to high temperature constantly, you are just welcoming or saying yes to cancer. So I'm not saying that you should totally stay away from it, but at least make sure you don't take it constantly or frequently. Now, like I mentioned, now the danger of taking this frequently is that it leads to cancer. And yeah, it leads to cancer, and you know the end result of cancer, and that is death. So if you really want to stay healthy, you want to live healthy, you have to watch what you eat. Remember what I said earlier, what you eat is who you are or what you become. If you eat healthy, you will live healthy and you become healthy. If you eat unhealthy things, you become unhealthy. So now, why do we still eat this food even when we are aware of the dangers of taking this silent killer food? Now, the first and most common reason is that they are very cheap and convenient to get. The second is that the taste is very addictive. And the third is poor labeling. For some of us, we don't understand the ingredients written on the pack of this food. And for some persons, they don't just care. Now, I have some healthy tips written down on my notepad to help us to live a more healthy life. And the first is learn how to read or go through food labels before you eat of any processed meal. Then the second is cook at home more often. It is even cheaper to cook your food than to buy it out. Then the third is that reduce packaged snacks. Then use healthy oil. Then you can also practice these healthy swaps. Instead of taking soda, that's soft drinks, energy drinks, you can go for water or fruits. Then instead of going for processed cheese, you can go for low fat natural cheese. Then instead of deep fried food, you can go for air fried or baked options. If you can practice this, it can lead to a more healthy lifestyle. Now, before we wrap up on today's episode, I would like us to bear this in mind, and that is it is more cheaper to eat healthy than managing your health. I'll say it again. It is more cheaper to eat healthy than managing your health. Sweet mouth, no be sweet life. And it's a wrap on today's episode. Now that you know the truth behind these silent killers, don't panic. Just start by changing your plate one meal at a time. Remember that health isn't about perfection, it's about better decisions. And you have the power to choose life, energy, and joy with every bite. This is me saying thank you for joining us today. Please don't forget to give us a like, comment, and share. Up to next time, stay informed, stay healthy, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay joylessly. Bye.